stories from the Bible and we sing praises to God. And at the beginning of school we sing O Canada to please Him.
I find that if you really need help with something that's a little more difficult, I'm doing grade 11 math right now and I was struggling a lot at the beginning. So I stayed after school for tutoring with Miss Abraham. She stayed at me with lunch. I'm also taking chemistry as an independent study. So she takes her lunchtime and my spare to help me with chemistry on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
And I felt that the academic here helped me excel in that exam, because I felt that if I had not taken accounting or Mr. Bedford, the accounting teacher here, he helped a lot. Because since he really is an accountant, it's nice to have that experience and expertise available, and he really prepared me very well, and so I did well in the university accounting because of it.
It feels like a family where everybody knows everybody and everybody is kind to each other.
Yesterday, we went to St. Maria among the Hurons. We were learning about social studies and we got to make cool arts and crafts and we learned a lot about it.
Well, I went all the way up to grade 13 and I remember I applied to university and my average was a little short and Mr. Davies was the principal at that time and I was very upset when I applied and I didn't get in. And Mr. Davies sat me down and he said, you know what, this is not a bad thing. All you have to do is we can take a few courses, we're going to get your average up. And he just sat down with me as not a principal and a student, but almost like a father and a daughter. And he just laid out the options and he said, you know, we're going to be here and we're going to help you do it. And I did. I went back and took you know, some extra courses and I got to apply again and no problem. My GPA went up a lot. And so there's no problem getting in. Afterwards, this was my first choice to apply for a teaching position. I felt that they'd given me so much to get me where I am that I wanted to give back.
When I first walked in the building, I could very much sense an atmosphere of peace and calm in contrast to the public school system, which isn't always that way. And when I began working in the teachers' classrooms, it was very evident that each teacher cared very much for each student and was willing to do whatever it took to teach that child.
So we have small classes. That means that we have more supervision for our students. We have a code of behavior which we have completed recently, a new code of behavior.
I feel that no matter what I'm going through, whether it's at home or at school, there is a number of people here that are willing to pray for me, and not only the staff but also the students. And it's very encouraging to come in and hear how the students care for not only the other students but for their teachers as well. So yes,
they like the fact that it is a loving environment and that we have the freedom to teach character traits and pray with them. It's one thing to talk about being loving and caring. It's also very difficult to do it unless you have the dimension of prayer and working along with the parents, knowing what their goals and desires are for their children and keeping that in mind when we work with them.
We're going to continue to pray for them, and even when they leave our classroom we will continue to pray about them and think about them and you know, hope that God is following them and is with them wherever they go.
I'd say that sending Christian private school really puts your mind in the right place as well.
And also the whole spiritual dimension, which I think is incredibly important. That children here that this is not just a Christian atmosphere, but actual direct teaching about Christianity and about the role of Jesus in our own personal lives.
She reads us stories from the Bible and we sing praises to God.
So when I retired from the public system, I was really looking for a place where I could use my gifts in a way that would really minister to some place, to some people that really needed it.
Well, yeah, because it's a Christian school and that the values are Christian, we prefer to come here.
I would say this is the place to bring your child. You can rest assured that it's sort of like a home environment as well, a family experience. They get that TLC, tender loving care, from every staff member.
The fact that we have devotions, that we pray together, not only as a class but as staff members and as a school as a whole, I feel plays a large part in helping us deal with a lot of situations that we come across. A lot of the problems, whether it's behavioral or some of the other things that we see, the fact that we trust in God and we say that, you know, this obstacle is not too big for God. Nothing is impossible when you have God there, when He's the center. We know that there will be a solution to any problem.